All right, guys, wanted to introduce you to another killer custom indicator that we at TAT are bringing towards the community, and that's the Donchian Channel Breakout indicator. Again, you're going to want to do the same thing as you've seen in our other videos. You're going to want to go to indicators and put in TAT. You're going to see the ones with the little green lock and just add the Donchian Channel Breakout one, and then you're going to see something like this appear on the charts. Now, this is a pretty straightforward indicator. All it essentially does is it looks at price action based on X amount of minutes prior. So I'm just going to pull up the settings here to kind of walk you through some things. So a look back period is based on the minute chart because we currently have a minute chart up for SPX. And this is simply looking back 20 minutes. So this is looking back 20 minutes of price action and seeing if we broke out of the high and low of that last 20 minutes. So you're going to want to play around with this, but that's basically what it's doing. It's looking for the high and low of any given period you custom set and saying, hey, did we break out of that period? If we did, it could be a long signal to the upside or a short signal to the downside. You'll be able to control the amount of entries you have per side here, and that's throughout the entire day. So let's say you have this at 10 and this at 10. And then you're going to look at the cool down bar section. And that means that if you have one upside break, you probably want to give it some sort of cool down period, right? So, some people like 25, some people like more, but that's sort of, um, you know, that's the amount of minutes you want to give between signals. Now, lastly, you want to look at sort of what I call kill zones, times of the day you don't like to trade, meaning, some people will not take a trade in the first 45 minutes of the day, and then others won't take it in the last hour. And that will basically allow you to further customize your signals in sort of the time zones that you think there's the most amount of edge. You could leave this at 0 and trade the entire day. That's totally up to you as well. As it goes for any of the indicators we provide, you're going to want to insert your TAT pulse data for the long side and the short side separately here, and that you're going to just drop those in there. We have a training video on that. I'm going to link it in this video as well, so you can quickly review that. This one, you always want to change to 1 unit, and then you want to put quantity in 10,000. And then you're going to want to change styling as well, right? So if you want different line colors, if you want sort of different kill zone colors, all customizable. Why we do this right here, and this is important for this specific script, because this is truly custom. You're going to want to go ahead and look at Strategy Tester. This will actually pull the signals in. You're going to want to pick a custom period, let's say last 365 days. When you start playing with these scripts, you're going to want to do this and sort of, use the signals to test if there's edge in your thesis, right? So let's say you want to look at like 20, whatever you want to do, you want to test if there's thesis, that there's actual edge. This will allow you to pull the signals in. So when you pick your selected date, you're going to want to go ahead and download that file. And then we'll have a separate video on how to convert these downloaded files into actual tradable signals that you could then go back and embed into. We like to use Option Omega for back testing these custom signals from TradingView, and we'll have a separate video on that. But that's basically the premise of the Donchian Channel Breakout indicator that we're now launching to the group. Thanks. Take care.